Hello everyone, it's me, Cedrian Theorist here, and today I'm gonna be doing something different. Today I'm gonna be doing a rewrite of what people say is the worst Thomas movie ever. Misty Island Rescue. Now to put it frankly, I don't think Misty Island is that bad. I actually think it's alright. Plus, because there's a movie out there that makes this one look like it came out of the classic era. Or at least the Brenner era, anyways. He's. And that movie is none other than the movie that introduced Kenji and Sunny. But we'll get into that due time. Anyways, here's how I rewrite the movie. But before we get into that, here's my opinion on it. You see, back in the day, when I was like 6 or something, I heard about the movie. And I was pretty excited. I watched it. It was nice. But now that I'm older, yeah, I can kind of see where the fans are coming from when they say this movie's bad. Don't get me wrong, I don't think the movie is in the top 5. In fact, I think it would be suitable for in the bottom 5. Anyways, here's some stuff I do like. It gave us some brand new lore to the universe. It also keeps that Steam versus Diesel's dynamic alive, which I'm actually pretty fond of. And I also like Bash and Dash. I like Ferdinand, but I prefer the 2 login locals. Plus, I like how everyone is used. Sure, they're written poorly, and the rhyming is kind of annoying. But overall, I don't mind. Now, on to the bad stuff. The rhyming, the unrealism, and the part of this movie that I absolutely cannot stand. And it's the fact that they got a ship to go to Misty Island to look for Thomas when they knew there was a tunnel there. Bruh, how dumb can you be? Anyways, here's my rewrite. So, rather than having Thomas be the one to diss Diesel, in the beginning, I would actually have that be Duck, the Great Western Engine. Since he's the one who has the most interesting dynamic with Diesel and all that. Plus, I would replace Thomas with Duck in this movie. And have him be the one to meet the login locals. Mainly because of the way Thomas was acting in the movie, I figured that Duck would actually make a better movie candidate for the star. So the movie will kick off with Duck and Diesel. Diesel's boasting about how he'll be chosen because he's modern. Then Duck puts him down because, Duck's being Duck. Afterwards, Diesel gets hurt and tries to steal the logs. And then Duck chases after him. And then afterwards, what happened is basically the same as the original movie, only it's Duck instead of Thomas. Thomas can still appear in this movie, but he won't be the main character. Afterwards, Diesel will get put in charge of working on the Sodor Search and Rescue Center with all the other engines, while Duck has to go to the mainland to get some more pipes. Joby wood. Afterwards, Duck would get loaded onto the ship. Only when the chain snaps off, he can't whistle for help because he's not in steam. Eventually, the barge will wound up on Misty Island. stranded on the shoreline. Hey, when Duck wakes up, he's being lifted back onto the rails by a crane. This will be when he meets the logging locals, who both at the time have the same basis as the China Clay twins, aka Bill and Ben. Ferdinand's basis is still the same though. Afterwards, everyone starts looking for Duck. Thomas, Percy, James, Gordon, the whole shebang. Especially Oliver, cause, he and Duck are best friends. And also, surprisingly, Diesel. After all, he feels guilty about the whole thing. Also, when they save Duck, it's not Whiff that knows about the tunnel. It's actually Edward that knows about the tunnel. Thomas would also know about this tunnel. Because, both of them knowing about the tunnel would make sense, given how long they've been on the railway for. Anyways, Thomas, Edward, and Diesel will go into the tunnel to rescue Diesel, along with Oliver. And surprisingly, Diesel. They would both go in, rescue Duck and the logging locals, and get them all home. And then the whole thing goes basically up the same. And Misty on Rescue at the end would still set the stage for Day of the Diesels. So yeah, that's my rewrite of Misty on Rescue. What'd you think of it? Do you agree with me, or would you rewrite it in a different way? And I know my rewrite's not as good as the Unlucky Tugs, but hey, at least mine makes a little more sense. Anyways, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.